This segment of ScentBlocker Most Wanted is brought to you by the Whitetail Institute of North America. Deer nutrition is all we do. And by S4 Gear, meeting the demands of nature and those who tame it.
This hunt brings up a question that many hunters debate. When is the best time of the day to hunt over a food plot? Let's see what our panel thinks on this week's Rack Focus.
A lot of people want to know, should I hunt my food plots in the morning, evening, or whatever? And everybody's got a different opinion on that. And there's so many different scenarios that could outline how you approach that technique. And probably everybody here has got a different opinion.
Well, Larry, I get guys say, man, I walk in my food plot, the deer all run out, but 2 hours later they come walking back. And I'm not going to disagree with it, but what came back? Little button bucks and spikes and does and year and 2-year-old deer. If we're out there trying to kill a mature buck, you walk in a couple mornings in the dark and blow all these deer off of a food plot, there's a good chance that that mature buck is not going to come back during the daylight. So to me, I like the idea of in the morning hunting off of food plots, where they're going to bed and where they're going to feed, and I hope that I can intercept them and not spook them deer off the field.
I agree with you said. I think in the afternoon you can hunt the food plot. That's where the deer are headed in the afternoons. In the morning, that's probably on the food plot. In the dark, they're going to be headed back to bed. So what you're talking about, what we recommend highly is catch the deer either coming to the food plot or on the food plot in the afternoon, and in the morning, try not to disturb the area, but get between them and the bedding area and catching them on the way back. That's exactly the best way to do it, I think.
You guys you're right about what you're saying, but I'm going to disagree in the fact that there are other circumstances and other situations where you can go to a food plot, you can sneak in downwind, you can approach your stand, get in your blind, whatever it is, minimum disturbance, and you can get in there and you can hunt. It depends what the setup is.
I will tell you, we've got some farms with food plots that are set up that we can. One in particular, we've killed some great mature bucks out of over the years in the morning, and we walk right through the middle of this place to get there. But that particular farm, every day, the guy's out there feeding cattle. He's running around on his little utility vehicle. His tractor's running through. They're banging stuff around at the barns. The deer that live in that area are used to human activity. They see it all the time. They don't know just because I'm wearing camo and the farmer's wearing some Carhartts, the deer has no idea that we're different. What we've noticed is deer get used to situations. They're conditioned behavior. And if there's a lot of activity in an area, you can feel okay about disturbing it, that the deer are used to being disturbed.
I think it is. I think it depends very much on the situation, and the accesses that you have to your food plot stands is super important. And I also think it depends on how long you're going to be there, because if I roll into a state and I've got 5 days to hunt, I'm going to hunt it different than if I'm hunting my home state where I've got all the time in the world, because I think some of the best sits that I've ever made were the nights that I didn't go into that stand because the situation wasn't perfect. But when you're limited on time, I think you just got to make the best judgment call you can. Pick good access routes into your stand and just roll with it.
To see the entire Rack Focus conversation and to leave us your thoughts, go to facebook.com/ScentBlocker Most Wanted. For the second Illinois gun season, Bob was back in the stand well before daybreak. We had all the pieces of the puzzle. Bucks were bedding in the forested ridges and feeding in the Whitetail Institute food plots. They had to travel past the stand at some point. He just had to hope that they did it when there was enough light for our cameras. low light or not, I think Bob just got busted.
One of our most wanted right there. Exact same play out. Just the other buck. Same time of morning. Just not enough good light for filming. Oh, smokes. Could have killed him dead standing there 35 yards.
ScentBlocker Most Wanted has been brought to you by IQ. Center the dot for the perfect shot. Block, history's toughest target. And by Glendale, the biggest and toughest 3D targets in the universe. ScentBlocker Most Wanted has been brought to you by Winchester Rifles and Shotguns. Trust your hunt to a Winchester. Easton, expect the best. Ford, and your quality Ford dealers. The Redemption muzzleloader from LHR Sporting Arms. Made for a lifetime, not for a season. And by Gilbreth's Taxidermy, the official taxidermist of ScentBlocker Most Wanted.
Bob has hunted throughout both of the Illinois firearms seasons and had close encounters with 2 of his most wanted bucks. Both times the deer came in when it was legal to shoot, but he and Josh decided there wasn't enough light for the camera. Bob was starting to feel that maybe his deer season was over. But right before muzzleloader only season, he saw a cutty-back pick that changed everything. For the first time all season, one of his most wanted bucks was caught in the food plot during the middle of the day. The next day, Bob and Josh got in early and set up a makeshift blind in that same food plot.
We still got 2 hours before the sunset. We've got some dark clouds moving in, but hopefully we can get the clouds in here and the sun down. I can start to see my breath a little bit. It's definitely cooling down. The thermals are going to be in our favor. Across here shooting, it's probably 175 yards maximum. We've been hunting up there the last 2 days. These deer have been coming down here at night in the mornings and feeding, going back up. So what we got to do is just hopefully we can beat the clock. Oh, that sun's bad right now. We need to get them clouds in here. It's been a long 2.5 hours. Temperatures are starting to drop. Thermals are coming downhill. I haven't seen anything yet. But definitely a front coming in. Right here. Yeah, there they are right there, some does. See, they've got one thing on their mind. As soon as they hit that food plot, they're coming here to eat. We just got to try to beat the clock and hope we can get a buck in here. We've still probably got 45 minutes shooting light left. Buck right here. Little buck. Right here. Coming right up that ridge, coming out of the woods right there in the corner. That's a shooter. That's him. That's him. That's the buck we're looking for.
Well, with all the smoke, I don't know if the camera can tell, but he fell just right when he hit the woods. A most wanted is down on the ground, baby. Right there. This is my first opportunity to take something with the new Redemption. This is going to be the muzzleloader of all muzzleloaders in 2013. What a beautiful, beautiful buck. Look at the bases on this thing here. They're huge. These are probably 5 3/4 inch bases. He got split there, he's got a kicker there. A beautiful, beautiful, beautiful specimen. Holy smoke. Well, I hope you enjoyed this portion of the show as much as we did bringing it to you. You know, this is going to give me an opportunity to go into the studio next week when we get back in town and take this guy off our most wanted list. Well, for my partner Larry Woodward, I'm Bob Richardson, and we'll see you somewhere next week right here on ScentBlocker's Most Wanted.